The alien Trixor watched his new bodyguard with a look of thinly veiled disappointment. This human, called Roy, was no hulking, snarling brute. He was tall, lean, with a placid face and eyes that hinted at a complete lack of urgency. Trixor had requested a Krex warrior, a massive, tusked beast from the Gordan system, but due to some unavoidable delay, the Krex mercenary had cancelled, sending Roy as his replacement. And yet, the human smiled as they boarded the transport ship, not a care in the world. He whistled as he set his meager gear by the control panel, his exoskeleton suit folded up neatly beside him. Trixor's scales bristled. He'd paid a small fortune for protection, not companionship. "Well, I trust you're not all bark and no bite, Roy?" Trixor sneered. "Never had a problem on a job, sir," Roy replied, calm as still water. Trixor huffed, unconvinced. The journey to Dorsha Station was supposed to be a simple straight shot, but simple was clearly not on this human's itinerary. Within the first few hours, the ship's food synthesizer malfunctioned, spitting out viscous purple sludge that left Roy's face blank with mild dismay. Then, Trixor was delayed by a customs inspection at Rigel 4, where his special goods almost got them impounded. Through it all, Roy remained maddeningly calm, his expression never breaking from that polite, unfazed look. Days passed, each one filled with inconveniences. The ship's navigation glitch nearly sent them careening into an asteroid field. Another system failure shut down the temperature controls, plunging the cargo hold into an icy chill. Each time Roy handled it, quiet and unflinching, with the patience of a saint. It was beginning to unnerve Trixor. Nothing rattled this human. Nothing. Finally, they touched down at Dorsha Station. Trixor could practically smell his payment just a few loading docks away. But as they stepped out of the ship, a gang of armed aliens emerged from the shadows, faces twisted in malice. Their leader, a stocky Grugalon with jagged tusks, sneered at Trixor. "Hand over your cargo, worm! We've been waiting!" the Grugalon hissed, raising a pulse rifle. Roy's face shifted, just slightly. His placid look hardened. Then he placed himself between Trixor and the aliens, flexing his fingers as he snapped the exoskeleton suit into place. A soft, whirring sound echoed as the suit locked, and a red glow appeared around the visor. "Seriously?" Roy muttered, his voice a low growl. "This whole damn mission, and now this?" He cracked his knuckles and took a step forward, his calm demeanor replaced with something cold, hard, and vicious. The first alien charged. Roy sidestepped, delivering a swift, brutal punch to its midsection. There was a sickening crack as bones shattered. Blue blood spattered the ground, but Roy barely blinked, moving like a force of nature. The other attackers hesitated, uncertain. Roy didn't give them a chance. He lunged forward, tearing a rifle from one alien's grip, flipping it around and slamming the butt into the creature's head with a brutal thud. "Is that all you got?" he spat, his voice venomous, echoing across the docks. One by one, the attackers fell. Roy ripped an arm from one, his suit whirring as he swung it like a club, cracking skulls and breaking limbs. Another alien fired, a pulse blast narrowly missing Roy's shoulder. He whirled, grabbing the alien's head and twisting it with a sharp jerk until the spine snapped with a chilling crunch. Blue blood splattered Roy's face, but he didn't care. His visor lit with a lethal red as he bore down on the stragglers, who turned to flee. But Roy didn't let them go. With a guttural roar, he chased them, relentless, his suit's servos whining as he pounded across the loading bay, taking each one down in a flurry of blows, grunts, and yells. Behind a stack of crates, Trixor cowered, hands clamped over his auditory sensors, trying to block out the screams. When the final, desperate wails died down, Trixor dared a glance. Roy stood in the middle of the carnage, breathing heavily, spattered in alien blood. His exosuit glistened with gore, chunks of flesh and broken armor dangling from the joints. In one hand, he held the Grugalon leader's severed head, its expression frozen in wide-eyed terror. "This one," Roy said, his voice steady again, "has a bounty on it. Consider it a bonus." He dropped the head to the ground, turning his cold gaze toward Trixor. "Now, pay up."